So we're still here at the Nandamarg Jagriti or Yoga House at LA, California, and I'm interviewing Dada Muktak Mananda. So Dada, I would like to ask you a very personal question. I would like to ask you if knowing that you already know a lot of things about this world right now from different masters or from your master Sri Sri Anandamurtiji. I would like to know if at the time of death, if you saw at the time of death that whatever you believed in is completely different from what is at that point, what would you do?
I guess I would return.
And if you can return
from the scaring experience.
Or maybe you will wake yourself up and think, maybe I'm just dreaming, no?
Maybe I'm not dying really. Maybe I'll make an effort not to die. Otherwise I'm going to get it all wrong, right?
So, but just going back to that question, because it's kind of interesting, because as you said, we don't know at the time we were born who we were, and really we don't have any idea about this life. And then suddenly you found out things, and you came across some information that you can relate to and adapt it as your truth, right?
You don't come across information, you start remembering. The information is inside you.
Okay, so inside where?
In your memory.
Okay, alright, so it starts coming to you
gradually.
So you mean everything that you know right now came from that, or some came from an external source?
You keep adding all the time. You keep adding all the time.
And some of those information came from an external source, don't you think?
Yes, from inferences, from
your
direct experiences,
uh-huh,
and from what people tell you.
And from
authority.
Exactly, and from your own experience. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And plus from your memory.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a combination of so many things.
Yes, because whatever you learn, whatever you repeat, if you forget, then you don't know it anymore.
Okay, cool. So, coming back to that question, seriously speaking, so what will you do, Dada? If hang on, let me rephrase that. This is easier, maybe. Or you want to answer that question, or you want me to rephrase it?
Well, that question is kind of a naughty question, because when you're dying, if in the last second of your life you realize that something you accepted as a fact turned out to be a fallacy, then what can you do? If you're cremated, for example, you're already burning. What can you do at that moment? Or if you're, in a coffin and you're still alive, maybe you can turn on your grave, But more seriously speaking, when you're dying, it's not really anything else but what you're thinking at that time that is important. Like if you are ideating on something high, then you know where you're going. And if you're worried and you have regrets, disappointments, crying for your losses, just on the moment that you're dying, then you know that you're going to have to address those. You have to be born again to address those issues. So no matter what happened, as Robert Bly said, the soul is here for its own joy. And when the moment comes for a departure of the soul, a permanent departure of the soul, it will happen, and the soul will be blissful then. But while we are here in this existence, life is just a flow of joy. So joy and bliss, one is limited, the other is unlimited. So, wherever it is, we are always happy while we are alive, and after we are not alive anymore, we are also happy.
Okay. That's considering that after we die, there is still the mind which will make us happy or unhappy. But so that it will be very simple, let me ask you one question that is sort of like a secondary question to
I would just like to say one little more thing about this question that you asked, that if we do everything that we are supposed to do to the best of our capacity in this world, then wherever we are going, without saying any names of places or states of mind, we are going to the right place. You're going where you belong because you have done everything right. But if you have a life full of regrets and vices and wastefulness of time and your health and your actions and harming others and etc., wastefulness, living in a superfluous existence, then obviously you are not going to die a happy soul. You're going to die frustrated, and that's not a good place to be. So instead of worrying about is it right or is it wrong where I'm going from here, it's better to concentrate in doing the right things, those things that will keep you peaceful at the time of death, so that you can die in peace, in harmony. I think that's essential. That's the most important thing. Okay. If you are at peace, it doesn't matter